sea of the red, white, and blue.
It's time for Veterans Issues, the show that brings you information about veterans, military, and their families. Now here's your host, Ken Rollins.
Welcome to Veterans Issues. Ken Rollins here, and today we got a very special guest. He comes here on December the 25th every year. You know him as Santa Claus. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. Appreciate you tuning in this week. Getting down to the end of the year. Would be appropriate I wouldn't be appropriate if we didn't have this man on today. He's been on here before. He comes out every year, December, just about every year. And his name is Santa Claus, a.k.a. Jack York. Welcome to the show, Santa.
Oh, good to be here. Good to be here again.
Yeah, ho, ho,
ho.
We'll get one in a minute, a ho, 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 later on.
Yeah, all righty.
Anyhow, let's get a little back. You was, Santa was in the military, too. You was in the Navy?
I was in the Navy,
United
but
States.
they wouldn't let me be Santa Claus.
I know.
And then they just, on that ship I was on, they just found did away with it completely.
Yeah.
But I got started back here, I guess about 10 years ago. Saw some children, and it was really a tough time there. And I thought, now, we'll just go ahead and do something like that just for a few kids. And oh gosh, since then it's really grown.
Well, this time of the year, it's bad for everybody. I was talking off camera with you. I'll get down to that with the military, but right now for kids is probably the best and worst time in the world. But those that are privileged are going to be getting a lot of high-tech toys and stuff. Then there's another group, and I didn't tell you this, but last night I got a message from a friend of mine that she had to take in a woman and two kids, and they're meeting today with Toys R Us. The Toys are Tots for Toys, Toys for Tots. I'm sorry, not Toys R Us. Toys for Tots, and going to be taken care of there. But there again, it's a domestic abuse situation, and people just don't realize what's next door to you sometimes.
Oh, no.
Especially this time of the year, it's worse. We say, well, you hear people, Christmas is about money and stuff, but Christmas is still Christmas to kids.
Oh, yeah.
And some teenagers too. You have some interesting stories with kids.
Oh my gosh,
Sad.
yes. One of my favorite stories is we were doing the foster kids over at Grace Baptist Church, and oh gosh, they had a bunch of them. And this young girl, she'd stand behind this lady that we knew it was her foster parent. But finally, after everybody was gone, she walks up there and pokes me in the belly, and she told me that was real. I said, yes, it is. She jerked my beard, and she says, that's real. I said, yes, it is, but you could have asked. She sat down on my lap, and she says, Santa, I don't want any clothes. I don't want any candy, toys, or nothing. All I want is for my mama to come back home. I said, really? She said, yes. She said, she did something wrong, something bad wrong, and the police came and took her away and let me stay with this family here. And I said, well, I know them, and they'll really, really take care of you. You'll be part of their family. Mm-hmm. And she says, well, can you help get her where she can my mama can come home for Christmas? I said, honey, I can't promise that, but I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I said, I will talk to him. Okay. And she didn't shed a tear. And her eyes are just absolutely hard. You look at people like that, so, but for a child, and it just, Mrs. Claus and I have talked about her for years, and unfortunately, she was definitely going to go to prison for 3 years on one charge. And it's just sad to see what parents, they don't realize that their actions are going to be caught up with the children. And, the number one complaint that we have, Ken, from children, and from as 6 years old up, Mom and Dad don't have time for us. they won't help me with my homework and
Why
stuff.
am I not surprised? And you know that's a sad story. And I bet you the root of a lot of that had to do with drugs.
Oh,
Because
yes.
we see so much of it right now that they are not doing that. The parents not doing that. That drug takes over, and meth and heroin and stuff like that is so rampant in today's society. And I just thinking about you, you Santa's workers out there, the people, the Santas in the mall and places like that. The things you hear, and the things you don't hear, but you can see it in their eyes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
If you've done it as long as you've been doing it, I bet you could just see.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
It just, you have to try to prepare yourself for whatever group that you're going to be working with. And child abuse is, people don't realize how bad child abuse is in this country. And we have turned people in for child abuse. And it's just something that I told a man not too long ago, Ken. He was just kind of being a heckler and acting stupid. And so when it was all over, I walked up to him and I said, "Well, Dad, one of these days, you acting so ridiculously stupid, I said, you're going to stand before the Father, God Almighty, and you are going to
we're gonna pay for them.
pay for that."
All right, let's take it out of there. Let's go up. What about them kids down at Colonel Robert L. Howard Veterans Home?
Oh, man.
Hey, you have to do different for them, don't you?
Oh, yeah. You
I
have
know a
to.
bunch of guys down there.
You know, I wish people could just go by that wonderful place and see what's being provided for them. And it's just,
You're welcome.
oh, yeah. And
That's my legacy down there.
That's it.
And I'm going down there Friday, this coming Friday, as a matter of fact. And that's some of the guys is there. One of them's a Marine, so I give him a hard time. But we got a mutual friend down there, Hillman Prestridge, that was landed at Normandy and got some heck stories to tell.
Oh.
And he's got one of these canes like you and I got. And what I'm saying, people are looking at that out there now, and they're seeing this. Jack made this cane, and I've doctored it up a lot, and I've used it for about 3 or 4 years, and I use it just about every day. He's got one ugly one over here that he uses. But,
yep, I sure do.
but his wife, Ms. Claus, she does a lot of the work on it too. So, but that's a great stuff. And some of the veterans down Hillman's got one like that, and a lot of the veterans down there get those canes. You get it. We only got a minute on this segment, but go ahead and what about the home? Do you take stuff down there, or
Oh, no, we haven't taken anything down
you
there.
never took a cane down there for nothing?
Well, they're not regulation. A cane is something that has to be a personal cane, and we've run into a problem with getting the twisted wood. I can't afford to pay $50-$60 for a piece of.
If you're in Louisiana and you see some twisted wood, we need it. Yeah, that's what that staff is right there.
Yeah.
This twisted, we can do
Mother Nature did that.
that. Yeah.
But the guys down there are so thankful that they have a place where they can live out
private
the rest of
room.
their life.
And we got to go to a break, but I want to tell you that, when we built that, we kept one word in mind: home. You never hear it. It's not a nursing home. That's a home. You see the rooms decorated. You been in any of the rooms?
Oh yeah, yes.
You can tell who's a Marine, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Well, we're gonna take a pause here and sell some things. We'll be right back after this. We'll be back with Santa Claus. Stay where, get up, man. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. We're talking with Santa Claus, and we're just talking about coming back from the Veterans Home down there, Santa, and it's Robert L. Howard Veterans Home down at Colonel Howard, one of the most decorated soldiers in the Vietnam War. And yes, we having a private room and having a home, but we got something down there that a lot of people, Skype. You know what Skype is? On your phone, you can go on there and call up somebody in Huntsville, and they can be on the screen. You can see them, and they can see you. And those veterans down there are Skyping their families. I went by, and there would be Mama talking to Daddy 200 miles away or whatever, and in the background, a little dog barking, you know, because he saw Papa on the screen. But it's a way that people can't visit, so we can put them there immediately. And there's several of those throughout the home, where if at 2 o'clock in the morning he wants to call and wake his wife up, they're allowed to do so. The nurses will type it in for them,
Right.
and they can call in. A real quick story. You know what Wii is? How they play the Wii games, and they're actual virtual.
Yeah.
One of our owners of the homes, directors, he came into the Huntsville home and saw 2 veterans over there swinging through the air and swearing. So he goes and tells the nurse, "Hey, you got 2 veterans in trouble out there, fussing with each other and using bad language." And she went out. She said, "Oh, no, they're playing Wii," but he had never heard of Wii.
Yeah.
So they were actually playing a tennis match, and they were swinging their arms and swearing. So he told them not to cut that down. So they did. But the point I want to get to, the therapists have a problem trying to get the men to do this in the morning. Now they have a problem they have throwing their shoulder out because they get so wound up. and the therapists love it because they're getting some exercise, but
Yeah.
they're hurting themselves in the process. And but anyhow, those are and the sheriff, Calhoun County Sheriff, when we came in here today, he come out and while we're posing for pictures like he does every year. We always meet here, but you do a party for the kids that they have up there.
Oh,
Bring in the kids.
yes, I do. And I try to find out one of the sergeant's names or captain, something like that, you know, and I'll tell them, "I want to pick on you." Okay. So I'll get up there and I thank them and tell them it's totally appreciated because of what they do. And on the news, they shot and killed another law enforcement down in Texas, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But I get up there and I get to talking and stuff, and I said, "Oh, before I forget, I need to talk to Sergeant Starbuck. Is he here? Is he anywhere here?" If I said, "Oh yeah, he's out in the hall." So they sent him in there, and I said, "Sergeant, if you don't stop eating my milk and cookies, I'm telling you what, you in for a real Malvahus." And of course, everybody got to laughing about it, you know, but
This year you got somebody picked out.
yeah, oh yeah, I'll get them.
I saw something about you that you're going to be at Sunny King. I wrote the date down. You're going to be down there on the 9th of December from 12 until 2. Sunny King, is that the one on 78 or is that the Sunny King down in Quintard?
On Quintard, yeah.
Quintard, okay. And you're going to be down there meeting the kids and the salesmen.
Oh yeah, we'll have to pick on them, and you know when you get to, I like talking to the kids and finding out how old they are, what school they go to, and all that, and of course, what they want for Christmas. What's the biggie they want for Christmas? And I've been told everything from cabin cruisers, airplanes, snowmobiles. It's just a
Yeah, I
riot.
want to talk to you about that cruise myself after the show. Yeah.
But it's amazing. I'll tell you something about these children. Some parents are aware of it because they bond with the child and they do things and they'll talk and they'll listen to each other. Mom and Dad don't have time for me is the biggie. But then on the other side of that coin is Mom or Dad doesn't want that. And that just absolutely hurts the child. They are a precious gift to us, and we need to nurture them, bring them along,
Yeah.
keep them safe.
I was watching something on, maybe it was on Facebook, and I was looking at how the people, I remember back in Vietnam that kids were told that anybody with round eyes was the enemy because the French had occupied before. So when we came in there as Americans, our eyes were round, and so they already had this built up that round eyes was the enemy. And so now we got other cultures in Pakistan, not Pakistan, but over by Israel. What's that? I'm trying to think out there by where Hamas is. Anyhow, we got countries all over the world, in Africa and other places, that are teaching the kids Americans are bad, you know, and so another group of people come behind us will be facing that in the world. They'll come here. They'll come here as immigrants, or they'll come here as visitors, and they're going to have that image that they were taught over there
Yes.
of what we are. And you're going down to one of my favorite places too. I saw on your schedule. You're going to Autumn Cove over here off of
I sure do.
off of Greenbrier there. That is a fantastic. People don't realize that. I love that place. If I didn't want to go to the Colonel Howard home when I get old and can't get around, that's where I'd want to go, to Autumn Cove.
Oh yeah, it's a great place. We've been doing Autumn Cove for quite a few years, and it just amazes me how sharp them people are.
Ain't that
Now,
the truth?
getting a man to sit on your lap and talk to you, no, they won't do it. They'll stand there and watch you and listen to you. But a couple of years ago, there was 3 ladies down there. One had just turned 100 years old. The other lady was 102, and the third lady was 103 years old. She was sharp as a tack. She watched the stock market. She kept on up her thing. And get her started on politics, well, you better get a pot of coffee. So, it's amazing.
I want to get this in because we run down time. Is this number, can I have people, if they want to get in touch with you to have you come to their event, can they go through Miss Claus to do that? But I'm going to give out her number. She don't know I'm going to do that. The number's 256-282-5258, 256-282-5258, and they can put you in touch with Santa and he can get that done. Now, you go to schools too.
Yes, sir, I sure do.
Yeah.
And the lower grades, that's not
The
working.
kindergarten type.
Yeah, and we're not
That's gotta be
permitted to
crazy.
go above.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall when you do that. I'm rushing because I'm down to
Oh,
a
it's fun.
minute or so. Let me ask you this. I ask you this every year when you're on here. What was the most moving, and I don't mean sad, but the most moving visit you've had that you recollect with a child?
Oh, boy. Her name, they live down in East Aboga there, and the little girl, Abby, we had heard about her. Of course, we had been praying for her, along with a bunch of other people praying, of course. But we learned that she was having a tough time with cancer.
I remember Abby.
She'd lost all her hair and stuff, and she was down there, and they wanted to know if Santa could come by. Well, we jumped on that real quick, and so we went by. She has 2 brothers, by the way. They're kind of
I'm running out of
wildcats.
time, but we don't.
Oh.
Well, we'll continue on with Abby because that's another story. But I do appreciate you, and I know you're out there working, got your L's working.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody gets what they want. And give me that right there. Can you read that
Oh, you have it.
real quick?
Merry Christmas to everyone, and a safe Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
We'll be right back with
Love
news
y'all.
that you can use. News that you can use. Stay where you are. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. Ken Rollins here. Ed Gibson behind me. Linda Newman over there. And y'all know Santa. And we're gonna finish out this last segment because Ed and Linda, a friend of mine, and they came by to give their wishes to Santa, and I just told them to hang around. So sometime you're down here in the studio, you do the same thing. We'll remind you about the Toys for Tots because we got we got those folks out there that down here on Highway 78 next to Minton Motor Home. They're down there taking up toys for kids, and they really do a great work this time of the year. And the VA hotline I want to remind you about is 855-948-2311. That's the one at the White House. They've upgraded that now. It's manned 24/7 and they give you all the information you need that's to do with veterans. But the crisis line, if someone's in stress, thinking of harming themselves, and by the way, we lose 22 a day. So write this number down in case you know someone, 1-800-273-8255. And when the recording comes on, press 1. That's 1-800-273-8255. Press 1. At this time of the year, you dearly need to know where that is because it's a sad time for military and veterans, so as it is for a lot of folks. And this is the number. I want you to write this one down. Wounded Warriors Alabama. One word, Wounded Warrior Alabama at gmail.com. And that's, you don't have to be a wounded warrior to get help, just any kind of veteran out there. Ross Winter has put his own funds into that. And here's the number you can call. If you got a veteran in need, has to do with ramp, power's been cut off, anything a veteran needs, 256-458-2715. 458-2715, and that's the Wounded Warriors. You can get help. Our firefighters memorial be finished up here in a month or so, and we'll dedicate that. It's the berm and everything's already built. We just need to put the granite with the names on there. If you got a wheelchair out there that you don't need, it's got batteries in it, still working. I got veterans that do need them, and they're not qualified for them through Medicaid or through the VA or anything. So they use them to go to their mailbox and whatever. So if you got one, just give me a call. My information's on the screen here, and just let me know and I'll come pick it up. I want to remind you about the law enforcement tag. That's where we get the revenue to do what we're doing up there in Centennial Memorial Park, building the memorials and everything. The law enforcement tag, when you purchase one of those, a portion of that revenue goes to us, and we take care of those memorials doing that. So. You do not have to be in law enforcement to have one of those tags. I was following one yesterday, and it really looks good. It's got the colors it goes with just about every kind of car you got out there. And it's got that shield with a rose in it, which is symbolic of an officer that's died in the line of duty. So get you one of those. It'll say a lot about who's behind the wheel that's driving that vehicle. I was talking out early as we're sitting out in the green room, talking about paying it forward, how that can have repercussions, good repercussions. So this Christmas season, I'm going to ask you to think about that more and more too. You're in line at a fast food place, pay for the car behind you, pay for the car in front of you, whatever. Yeah. And you'll get a lot more out of it than the person you bought it for. And you never know what they're going through when you do that. And it can really make a difference in someone's life, just a small amount. And so I want to, let's see, what I gotta have a salute here. Don't forget to get your choice card out there, you veterans. Call the Birmingham VA, get you a choice card. I do appreciate Ed and Linda for joining us here today, especially Santa Claus. And this salute, we all gonna salute you on this, and we're gonna salute everybody that's putting a toy in for the Toys for Tots. So here we go. We'll see you next week on Veterans Issues. Salute. Here we go, everybody.